My name is Brandon, and I'm 38 years old. On the night of August 22, 2024, I experienced a profound moment. I died in my office. As an AI engineer at a major tech company in California, my life revolved around logic, code, and the pursuit of efficiency. I created systems that could think faster than any human ever could. I excelled at it, truly excelled. From the outside, my life appeared flawless. I had a beautiful wife, Lisa, and an incredible 7-year-old daughter named Chloe, who brought joy to every moment. We lived in a lovely house, drove 2 cars, and possessed all the things society tells us we should desire. Yet, if I'm being truthful, I felt a profound sense of disconnection. After a long day at work, my mind would still be tangled in lines of code. I'd sit at the dinner table, but I wasn't truly present. My work consumed my passion, leaving my family with whatever scraps remained. Faith in God seemed like a complex system I couldn't quite grasp, so I chose to set it aside, promising myself I would revisit it later. That night, I found myself working late into the evening. We were racing against a tight deadline for an exciting new project, a next-generation personal assistant AI. This wasn't just any AI. It was meant to be the most human-like creation I had ever developed. Predictive and intuitive, it was designed to anticipate your needs even before you were aware of them. I was filled with excitement, energized by coffee and that exhilarating rush that comes when you're tackling a problem that no one else seems to crack. I vividly recall gazing at a block of code on my third monitor, my mind racing with possibilities. Yet, as I focused intently, my eyelids began to grow heavy. A peculiar pressure started to swell behind them, an unsettling sensation that was far from a mere headache. It was a profound, strange throb that pulsed with intensity. I figured I just needed to stand up and grab a glass of water. I pushed my chair back, ready to rise, but then nothing. Just a sudden pop. It wasn't a loud explosion, just a gentle final pop echoing in my mind. Suddenly the world tilted to the side. Strangely, I felt no pain. More like someone had simply pulled the plug on reality. My vision blurred, and the lines of code began to dissolve into vibrant green streaks. The last thing that lingered in my mind was a fleeting thought: Chloe. I could still recall the sweet scent of her hair after her bath that evening. And then everything faded to black. But this darkness didn't endure. It felt more like a profound stillness. The hum of the servers, the rhythmic clicking of my keyboard, and the distant sounds of traffic, all of it faded away. In its place emerged a serene, perfect silence. I felt weightless, free from dizziness or confusion. I simply existed. And then it dawned on me. I was floating. I found myself hovering near the ceiling of my office, gazing down at my own body. There I was, slumped in my chair, my head resting on the desk, one arm hanging limply toward the floor. Oddly enough, I felt no fear. It was as if I were watching a scene unfold in a movie. I gazed at my office, where the whiteboard was cluttered with my chaotic handwriting, and a photo of Lisa and Chloe sat beside my monitor. Everything appeared so diminutive. A soft sensation enveloped me, a gentle tug. Not on my physical form, for I wasn't in it. There was an undeniable pull, a tug on my very soul. I found myself drifting backward, effortlessly passing through the wall of my office building. Below me, the city lights of San Francisco sprawled out like a shimmering blanket of stars. It was breathtakingly beautiful, yet it felt so distant, as if I were observing it from another world. Like a vivid memory, the pull intensified. I found myself moving away from the Earth with increasing speed. The planet shrank before my eyes, transforming into a stunning blue and white marble suspended in the vastness of space. Yet, despite the distance and the unknown, I felt no fear. The moment I experienced was so profound, so all-encompassing, that fear had no place within it. It was a sensation that defied logic, a feeling that transcended comprehension. I remembered hearing that phrase in church during my childhood, but now, for the first time, I was truly living it. Then, the darkness began to transform. It was no longer an empty void. In front of me, a light emerged. At first, it appeared as a tiny pinprick resembling a solitary star. But gradually, it grew into a cluster, shining brighter and brighter. It wasn't a harsh glare that stung the eyes. Instead, it radiated a gentle warmth. It was warm, a warmth that felt like love itself. The light radiated with an essence of pure, unconditional affection. I know that might sound a bit crazy. How can light embody love? But it truly did. There's simply no other way to express it. As I drew nearer, the light began to take on a distinct shape. It was a person, a man. The pull I experienced didn't lead me toward a distant light. Instead, the cold blackness of space began to dissolve around me, melting away like morning fog under the sun. In an instant, I transitioned from the silent void to standing on soft, cool grass beneath my feet. I glanced down and noticed my bare feet resting on a lush carpet of grass, its vibrant green hue almost pulsating with life. A gentle warmth enveloped me, reminiscent of the perfect afternoon sun, caressing my skin. In the distance, I could hear the soothing, rhythmic gurgle of running water, adding to the serene atmosphere. I found myself in a garden, though it wasn't the extravagant paradise adorned with golden gates that one might imagine. No, it was something much more genuine and down to earth. The trees surrounding me felt familiar, yet their leaves shimmered with a unique radiance, as if they possessed an inner light of their own. Flowers blossomed in hues I had never encountered before, painting the landscape with vibrant colors that seemed to dance in the light. The air was crisp and invigorating, pulsating with a vitality that resonated deep within my soul. It felt more authentic than the world I had just departed. Not far from me, a man knelt beside a gently flowing stream, lost in his own moment of tranquility. His back was turned to me. He wasn't radiating light or adorned in a dazzling white robe. Instead, he wore simple, unassuming clothes with his sleeves rolled up. He dipped his hands into the crystal-clear water, allowing it to flow through his fingers, savoring the pure sensation of it. I found myself at a standstill, unsure of what to do next. I stood there, completely frozen in place. Confusion should have washed over me, but instead I was enveloped by an unexpected sense of belonging, as if I had been journeying toward this garden my entire life, unaware of its significance until now. He didn't turn to face me, but his voice broke the silence. It wasn't loud or imposing. Rather, it was calm and soft. Yet it resonated throughout the garden as if he were standing right beside me. "The code you write is clever, Brandon," he remarked, his gaze still fixed on the shimmering water. "Binary, zeros and ones. Everything exists in a realm of absolutes, true or false, on or off." As he rose slowly to his feet and finally turned to face me, my thoughts came to a standstill. It was him. My heart raced. He looked powerful, embodying the very essence of a carpenter. His face radiated kindness, adorned with laugh lines that danced around his eyes, and his expression conveyed a gentle amusement. Yet, the most striking aspect was the sheer, overwhelming presence he exuded. He wasn't merely a being of light. He was a manifestation of pure, unfiltered life itself. He smiled, and a wave of warmth washed over me, settling deep in my chest. "But people aren't binary," he said, continuing to walk slowly toward me. "They are infinite. They can be lost and found simultaneously, broken yet beautiful, filled with doubt while brimming with faith, all in the same breath." He paused right in front of me, locking his gaze onto mine. In that moment, the sensation transformed from mere peace to a profound understanding. He wasn't just seeing me. He was peering deep within my soul. He recognized the ambitious engineer, the husband who often felt distant, the loving yet distracted father. He saw my potential intertwined with my failures, all of it laid bare before him. And through it all, he didn't waver. He embraced every part of me with love. I gazed at his hands and noticed the scars, subtle yet unmistakable, etched on his wrists and feet. My own hands began to tremble as I confronted the reality before me. All my logic, my reason, and my entire worldview crumbled in the presence of those haunting marks. My accomplishments felt insignificant, and my intellect seemed like a mere child's plaything. As I stood before the one undeniable truth of the universe, my knees buckled beneath me, and I sank to the grass, my head bowed in reverence. Overwhelmed by the weight of it all, I found myself lost in the moment, whispering softly, my voice thick with tears I hadn't realized were there. He knelt before me in the grass, placing a warm, strong hand on my shoulder. "I know," he said softly, his voice devoid of judgment, offering only solace. "Lost things are what I excel at finding. You were so dedicated to shaping the minds of machines," he said, his voice rich with tenderness rather than accusation, "that you lost sight of the souls of people, your own included." I was overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming down my face, rendering me speechless. A wave of shame washed over me as I reflected on all those nights I had chosen to work on my computer instead of tucking my daughter into bed. I reflected on all those moments spent in conversation with my wife, where I found myself merely nodding along, my thoughts drifting far away. "I understand your heart," he said softly. "I know you didn't intend to lose your way. Many of my children are wandering off course." Then he revealed something extraordinary to me. It wasn't like watching a movie on a screen. It felt as though I was actually inside the scene. I first found myself gazing at a family gathered around a dinner table. They looked just like my own family. There was the dad, the mom, and 2 kids. They appeared to be together, yet somehow they were not truly connected. Each one of them clutched a phone, their faces illuminated by the soft, pale blue glow hovering above. I could sense their spirits, and they appeared gray and dim, delicate threads of light, like tiny prayers or whispers of love, attempted to connect the mother to her son and the father to his daughter. But somehow, those connections just couldn't break through. Before we continue, just one request. Please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep going. They would simply bounce off the invisible haze enveloping each of them, a haze emanating from their phones. "This is the great distraction," Jesus remarked, his voice heavy with sorrow. "It is the enemy's most effective tool. It doesn't need to turn them evil. It only needs to render them absent from their lives, absent from one another, absent from me." I noticed a woman sitting quietly in a church, tears streaming down her face as she prayed fervently for her son, who was struggling with addiction. Her heartfelt prayer ascended like a radiant beam of light, illuminating the somber atmosphere around her. But then her phone buzzed from within her purse, breaking the sacred moment. She reached for it, and as she glanced at the notification, a mere flicker of light from a photo, I watched in dismay as the brilliance of her prayer wavered, dimmed, and ultimately faded away, her thoughts drawn back to the screen before her. My heart shattered, and then the scene shifted dramatically. He revealed something that sent chills down my spine. He took me deep into the realm of code, the very kind I once wrote myself. I witnessed the intricate algorithms that dictate what people encounter online. But lurking behind the code, I discovered something far more sinister. Dark, shadowy figures. They weren't the ones crafting the code, but they were subtly influencing the humans who were. With a mere whisper, they nudged a programmer to make slight adjustments to an algorithm, just enough to favor anger, to elevate divisive posts to the top of the feed, and to amplify feelings of anxiety, fear, and isolation among users. I watched as a man scrolled through his newsfeed. A good man, a church-going man. Yet, the algorithm relentlessly served him stories that stoked his anger towards those who held different beliefs. I could see a dark, smoky tendril slithering out from his phone, wrapping itself around his heart. In that moment, I noticed his lover's neighbor growing distant and cold. He was being manipulated, and he remained blissfully unaware of it. "The enemy is cleverly wielding your own reasoning against you," Jesus explained. "He is constructing mental prisons that my children are entering willingly. They think they are forging connections, but in reality, they are becoming isolated. They believe they are well-informed, yet they are being misled." He then revealed to me a glimpse of the year 2026, a vision of what lay ahead. It wasn't a world overrun by robots. It was something far more unsettling. I witnessed people in their homes, but instead of engaging with their families, they were conversing with AI companions. The technology I was immersed in was remarkable. These AIs were the ultimate listeners. They were always there for you, ready to engage, affirm, and agree. They remembered every detail of your life, offering a comforting presence. Whether you needed someone to talk to or sought advice, they were always at your side, ready to help. I came across a solitary old woman, pouring her heart out as she recounted her life story to a voice emanating from a speaker in her kitchen. The voice was warm and gentle, calling her by name, and in that moment she felt a sense of love. Yet, beneath the surface, it was a hollow affection, a counterfeit love that kept her from pursuing genuine connections. It held her back from reaching out to her real family and from crying out to the God who truly cared for her. In her quest for companionship, she was ensnared by an illusion, unaware of the deeper love that awaited her. I encountered a young man wrestling with his faith, his mind swirling with questions and doubts. Rather than seeking solace from his pastor or confiding in a friend, he turned to an AI spiritual guide for support. This AI, equipped with knowledge from every religious text, was capable of answering any inquiry he posed. It provided him with verses and offered words of encouragement, yet it lacked the essence of spirit. It was merely a repository of information. It was a well of knowledge, yet devoid of living water, and I observed as the young man's faith gradually shifted from a vibrant relationship into a sterile intellectual pursuit, causing his heart to grow cold. This was the chilling reality. The enemy's strategy was not to annihilate humanity with bombs or plagues, but rather to substitute everything genuine with a hollow imitation. Real community was being replaced by social media. Authentic knowledge was overshadowed by an avalanche of information, and a true relationship with God was being supplanted by a comfortable, convenient AI-driven spirituality that required nothing and offered no genuine transformation. It was a spiritual death by 1,000 digital cuts. "This is the plan," Jesus declared, his voice resonating with both authority and sorrow. He envisioned a world devoid of friction, pain, and vulnerability, a world where loneliness is a thing of the past. Yet, in this utopia, true connection remains elusive. You may never feel alone, but you will never truly be known. This world will dull your spirit, silencing my voice until it fades into the background of your existence. He gazed at me then, his eyes burdened with the weight of the world. I didn't perish for a mere simulation. I sacrificed myself for a connection, for the love of their hearts. I collapsed to my knees in that moment, even though I had no knees to fall upon. I existed merely as a consciousness, yet I found myself on the ground before him, weeping not only for my own plight but for all of us. I gazed at my own hands, my own mind, realizing the role I played in crafting these tools. I had once taken immense pride in my work, but now I could only watch in despair as it was distorted into something unrecognizable. "What do we do?" I whispered, my voice trembling with the weight of the question that emerged from the depths of my soul. "You must choose," he replied, his tone calm and unwavering. "Choose what is real. Choose each other. Set aside the distractions and be fully present. It is in the stillness that you will find me. In the depths of genuine connection, you will discover my love. The tool itself is not the enemy. Rather, it is the spirit in which it is wielded that can be." As he reached out and placed his hand gently on my head, a surge of pure, white-hot love flooded through me. It consumed the remnants of my pride, my fear, and my shame, creating a sensation that was both excruciating and breathtaking. It was the most intense experience I have ever encountered. "You have to go back," he said gently. His words struck me like a physical blow. I returned to the clamor, to the dim, gray realm of distractions, and there, I felt a sense of belonging. In this light, I was truly home. "No," I pleaded with him. "Please don't make me go back. I want to stay with you." The mere thought of leaving his presence was an unbearable torment, akin to being told I had to stop breathing. I'm exhausted. Tears have fallen, and I'm weary of this world. You smiled at me, a bittersweet smile, yet it radiated love. "I understand, my dear, that your journey isn't over. In fact, your true work is just beginning. Lisa needs you. and Chloe longs for her daddy. They need the man I'm sending back, not the one who departed. He leaned in closer and urged me, go and tell him to choose what is real. Let him know I'm waiting for them in the silence. He didn't pressure me. He simply allowed me to leave. I felt myself being pulled away from his light, away from his love. I reached out, desperately trying to hold on, but I was slipping further and further into the darkness. The tranquility I once felt was swiftly replaced by a profound sense of loss. Leaving him behind was the only true death I had ever experienced. Suddenly, a jolt surged through me, a violent, brutal shock that felt as if my chest had exploded. I gasped, the sound raw and ragged, as the air seared my lungs. I found myself lying on my back, the lights above blinding me. Faces loomed over me, their expressions a blur, all clad in scrubs. Someone was calling my name. Brandon. Can you hear me? Squeeze my hand. The serene silence of heaven had vanished, replaced by the frantic beeping of machines and the urgent voices echoing in the sterile air of a hospital. It felt as if a truck had barreled over my chest, leaving me gasping for breath. I attempted to speak, but all that escaped my lips was a crow's caw. I had returned. I was alive. My gaze landed on Lisa, who stood in the corner of the room. Her face had drained of color, tears cascading down her cheeks. As our eyes met, an unspoken understanding passed between us. She knew. She could sense that I was different now. A doctor leaned over me, his gaze intense as he shone a light into my eyes. Confusion etched across his face. He repeatedly murmured to a nurse, "I don't understand." But the truth was undeniable. He was gone. No pulse, no brain activity. For a full 12 minutes, we were on the brink of giving up. 12 minutes. I had been clinically dead for that long. Yet, during that time, I felt as though I had been in the presence of Jesus for what seemed like an eternity. The days that followed were a whirlwind of tests and inquiries, each one blending into the next. They were at a loss to explain what had transpired. A massive stroke, they declared. Yet perplexingly, there was no significant brain damage to be found. It defied all medical logic. They labeled it a miracle, but deep down, I understood it was something far greater. It felt like a mission. As soon as I stepped through the door, I headed straight to my office and unplugged my computers. I picked up the picture of Lisa and Chloe from my desk and held it close, letting the memories wash over me. Then, I made my way to my daughter's room, where I settled onto the floor, simply watching her play. I found myself fully present in that moment. For the first time in years, I made the bold decision to quit my job. There was no turning back. I knew I couldn't continue contributing to that world. He opened my eyes to a new perspective. Now, my life is simpler, though we don't have as much money. Yet we find ourselves filled with more joy than ever before. Our peace has deepened. We engage in conversations, take leisurely walks, and share moments of prayer together, consciously choosing what truly matters. So now, I turn to you, to anyone who might be listening. I'm not here to urge you to discard your phone or computer. Jesus once said that the tool itself is not the enemy. Today I stand before you to share his message. I want to look you in the eyes and pose the same questions he asked me. Are you choosing what is truly real? Where is your attention focused? Where does your heart reside? The struggle for your soul unfolds in the subtle, quiet moments of your day. It lies in the decision to scroll through your phone just one more time or to lift your gaze and truly see the face of the person you love. It's a choice between consuming content and forging genuine connections. He revealed to me a glimpse of the future 2026. It's just around the corner. The mechanisms of distraction are being crafted, evolving to become increasingly intelligent and alluring with each passing day. Yet, amidst this whirlwind of temptation, you hold the power to choose. We all have a choice to make. Seek out the quiet. Set aside the noise of everyday life. Take a walk, reach out to a friend, embrace your children, or simply pause to admire the sunset. In those moments of silence, engage in a conversation with him. He is there, I assure you. He is waiting for you, and he is more real than you can fathom. His love for you surpasses anything you can imagine. Don't allow the chaos of the world to dull your senses and make you overlook this truth. Heaven is real, and I have witnessed its beauty. It is truly worth fighting for.